rich woman made her housekeeper go through the X-ray scanner to make sure he wouldn't take any jewelry with him on his way out. Mike, the housekeeper, wasn't going to steal anything, because he was as rich as the woman. He lived in a penthouse and slept in an expensive antique bed. However, he went to work every morning, endured the humiliation, and performed his duties in good faith. Mike didn't get any money for his work. She just paid him with food. One day, the woman saw a weird stain on the housekeeper's pants. And remembered that she started running out of her $200 toothpaste very quickly. The house owner decided to watch him and caught Mike greedily eating the toothpaste.
Did you know that I lived in an orphanage? Have you heard what happens there to those who steal?
The man explained that he couldn't control his habit. But the cold-hearted woman didn't care for his words.
First the toothpaste, then what? A necklace? I know your kind.
After the woman kicked Mike out, the garbage in her yard she kept accumulating. None of the new housekeepers stayed for very long. They kept stealing from her. Money, art, jewelry. So when she met Mike near her villa, she offered him to come back, but on one condition.
You have to tell me, why do you work for food?
Mike was delighted, because he had been wanting to talk about it for a while. But as soon as he opened his mouth, the woman interrupted him.
Let's not waste time. You have a lot of work waiting for you.
Mike had to clean the whole house fast, as he would be celebrating her birthday that evening, and was expecting a special guest.
I invited a writer to do a public reading of the book I read over and over again at the orphanage.
Mike secretly watched the reading with tears in his eyes. He repeated every word of the story after the writer. Then he took out his smartphone and ordered a flower delivery. The party was a hit. The hostess was moved, and she started looking for Mike to thank him for his help, but he was nowhere to be seen. After searching the entire house, she decided to go down to the garage. The woman found Mike unconscious, with a flower bouquet in his hands. His face was ice cold. Gathering all her strength, the woman put him in the car. And took him straight to the hospital. When asked about Mike's family contacts, she got confused. She only knew his name. So when she got home, she called the agency that that regularly sent her housekeepers. However, the agency assured her that they didn't have a housekeeper named Mike. The woman decided that Mike was a crook who wormed his way into her trust and had been planning on robbing her the whole time. She immediately decided to replace all the locks. When suddenly, her phone rang. It was a nurse from a hematology department.
Your father was delivered to us with anemia. He urgently needs a blood transfusion.
Without asking any questions, the woman grabbed her car keys and drove to the hospital, as she was worried about her adoptive father. However, it wasn't him in the room. It was Mike. The woman told the nurse that it was a mistake and that she wasn't his daughter, just the patient's employer. The nurse was surprised and held Mike's smartphone up.
He has your phone number saved as daughter in his contacts.
When the woman found out that she had the same blood type as Mike, she stormed into the ward and asked for an explanation. Mike told her that 30 years prior, he left her at the orphanage.
My biggest fear was that you wouldn't have anything to eat.
After his wife's serious illness, Mike was left penniless. He promised to get his daughter back as soon as he earned more money. A few years later, Mike went back to the orphanage. However, the girl wasn't there. Another family had already adopted her. And although the child had been given a different name, he didn't stop looking for her. One day, he read a story about a rich young woman who spent the first years of her life at an orphanage and believed her to be his lost daughter. He tried to get a job as her housekeeper in order to find proof of their kinship. The woman thought Mike wouldn't be able to cope with the workload due to his age. But he wanted the job so bad that he agreed to work for food.
But why didn't you come clean right away?
You were so cruel that I thought we weren't related. At least until you had that writer over.
The woman asked if the whole hospital thing was just for show, and if Mike really needed her blood. The man said that his illness wasn't fake.
I have anemia, which is why I ate the toothpaste. I really need a blood transfusion, but I will understand if you refuse.
She agreed to the transfusion. But made it clear that they wouldn't become relatives right away.
Get well first. Then, we'll try to start from the beginning.
Mike understood. After making a full recovery, he opened a large family album in front of his daughter. She saw her mother for the first time, as well as several other childhood pictures.
Here we still had no idea how hard the new year would be, and that I would do something I'd regret for the rest of my life.
The woman said she didn't bear any grudge against Mike, and that night, she finally called him Dad.